So my name is Heidi Klima, which is so funny that we put so much importance on names. So my name is Heidi Klima, and my favorite saying is, I am everybody and I am nobody. I love people, and it's like I can kind of see myself in everyone, but yet I'm a very individual kind of person, my own entity. And okay, so I am in my late 40s, I'm 48, and I have been doing massage for 15 years. And before that, I just always owned different businesses, and I love being an entrepreneur. And I actually officially went to school when I was in my 30s, which is pretty late, but I raised 2 kids and then graduated from massage school and then instantly got pregnant again. So I have 3 children. Who am I? I am, honestly, I would just really describe myself as a creative thinker. I love being outside the box. I love doing things differently. I love doing things on my own terms and my own way, which is going to be important later on in this interview to know that. Does that describe who I am? Who am I? I live in a small town in the mountains in British Columbia in Canada, Canadian. I have lots of creative passions. I love cooking. In fact, I've always wanted to write a cookbook. And I am very passionate about cooking, creating dishes, being artistic. I have just recently, in the last couple of years, realized that I love writing. Another thing that will become very obvious as the podcast goes on, I love talking. So that's kind of who I am. My main drive and passion is, which is so funny because I've always said my whole life, I'm a planter, not a waterer. I don't like teaching people. It's boring. And it's so funny because like every time in life when I've said I don't like something, it comes back on me every time. And life is like, oh, really? This is happening. We're going to do this. So today I would say that in my career and in my life, I love being an educator. I love teaching people about their body, about the sensation of pain. It just almost means everything to me. I don't know why. I just love meeting people and helping them with pain.
And why does that matter to you?
It matters to me. I guess it's a very, very human story that you teach what you need or what you've been through. So pain is something that I've had to deal with for a long time, and many times in my life it has caused me a lot of agony. It's no secret, I was actually suicidal a couple of times in my life. I was in so much pain. I've lost people in death, But yet the crazy thing is I love to be happy. Like, depression scares the heck out of me and I love being happy. But yet it's like these things keep happening to me and I'm like, no, but I want to be happy. And so my clients would come to me after I became a massage therapist, and they would come to me and they'd just be like, why am I in so much pain? And I would just, like, I didn't know. And so it just became a passion of mine to truly figure that out, because I was in pain, they were in pain. The answer, I don't know, just didn't cut it for me. I wanted to give people an actual real reason and give them hope, and also, I guess, alongside myself. People often misunderstand that pain is not the problem, it's the communication. I think that is the most misunderstood thing about pain. Pain is actually here to help us and to communicate to us, and it's our body's gift of language. For myself, when I really started to understand that pain was not there to just hurt me and my body wasn't just trying to break down for fun, it really wants the best for me. That's how I want it to impact others. It's like, hey, if we can understand this and create this like beautiful relationship with our body, like with our muscles and our mind, and working together to truly create a life that we can be proud of, that is what I would love to help for, to impact others. There's so many things, like facing decisions I've made in life, facing my children, but I feel like I'm starting this podcast and I really have something I'm very passionate about. And I think right now the hardest thing to face is my future, because I feel like I'm at a tipping point, and I'm really passionate about how I view the body, how I view pain, and it's just different. And I think the hardest thing to face is being okay with being different, being okay with doing things differently than other people do them, especially when you're in an industry like massage therapy. It's just like, okay, if everybody just does the same thing and charges the same price and does this, so we'll have this consistency. And I feel like I'm on some kind of island going, no, we should do it different. It's very frightening, because I am a very strong person, but when you think outside the box, you have to be willing to face criticism. And until it happens, you don't know. You don't know the consequence. Mm-hmm. So it's a very hard thing for me to face. I also want to connect and talk with as many people as I can to try and help make an impact in their life and to bring them hope. Life ebbs and flows, and when it's in an ebb, you are only getting stronger to be able to ride the flow. So I have seen it so many times in my life where you think things are going to just crumble, and they don't. A door, like it is so true. A door opens up. If a door closes, a window opens. I don't know. You're gonna find some way to get through it. And reflecting on where I've come, what I've done, and how I've been able to get through things. And I say but I know it's more than that. It's my support systems, my faith, my spirituality, my being in creation. It makes you so strong because it's so fortifying. I think I kind of learned that I do things differently, and that's okay. I think differently, and that's okay. Some people are attracted to how I am and how I understand things, and some people aren't. And you know what I mean? So like, I've kind of learned to just be like okay with being different. It's not a bad thing to be different, or it's not a bad thing to be misunderstood, which has pretty much devastated me my whole life when someone doesn't understand me, but it's okay, because you can't be everything for everybody. If you can even impact one person or two people in your life, that's, you know. I was actually listening to a true story once, and it was this guy who, like, he walked across Canada, and he was like shore to shore or something like that. And he got to the other shore, and it was just a shore. And then his brain was just like, oh, okay, what next? You know what I like? And then he like climbed a mountain. And then when he got to the top of the mountain, he was like, what's next? So I have accomplished so many things that I've wanted to accomplish, but none of it has really felt like success yet. But after a hard day's work, when I have truly done my best to help people, and it's like these just like little moments of connection or little moments of impact when, you know, when I talk to people about their muscles and what pain is, and I can see it's like, it's this amazing moment. It's like when, kind of like how you would describe the light bulb moment, but they're like, oh my goodness, that makes so much sense. Mm-hmm. And to see that moment on people's faces, it's almost like they come in panicked with their eyes tired, and it gives them this little burst of energy, just to know that they're going to be okay. And that to me is success. I really think success is connection for me, when I feel that connection with someone. I've worked in Cranbrook, in the community of Cranbrook, for 13 years, and this is why I wanted to do this vodcast about the community of Cranbrook, because the stories that I've heard people say, the impact that people have made in our community is just mind-blowing sometimes. And the strength in our community can sometimes get lost through, you know what I mean? Like the news, because it's never really great news, right? And like you can get like caught up in all the problems, but our community is so strong. The people in our community have like the best stories, the best experiences. I have loved working in the community of Cranbrook. I do massage, and I'm like, I hear these wonderful things, and I'm like locked in this room with all of these non-disclosure statements, and you know what I mean? You're kind of restricted in a way, and you're like, oh my gosh, if people could just hear this, it would be so amazing. For me, this way is about more helping the whole community of Cranbrook, because I'm stepping out of that room and I'm opening up and expanding the knowledge and the stories people have so that they can impact further than just the massage room. So that's what I'm excited about. Really, it started with the decision to do massage therapy. I've always loved people, but when I started to do massage, it was like a connection on another level that I had never experienced before. People literally, even now, come into a room and they're just like, it's like this plea, like, why? Why am I in so much pain? It's like a desperation in their voice. It's like this feeling that you get when they come into your room. I remember when it all started, it was just, I can remember, because like I love happiness, and like I just want everybody to be happy so much. And I would just be like, I don't know. I don't know. Like the muscles do this, and you know, like we can try and relieve it. And it was just like fumbling around, you know. And then my back started to seize, and like, it just, you know what I mean? It kind of had through the whole time. It was actually a chiropractor that talked to me about like pain and how you have to let things go if you want your pain to go. And I was like, what? Like that's so crazy. And I started to research. I came to this realization that I don't work on muscles, bodies, and people. I work on the sensation of pain. So I had to figure out, what is pain saying? Do you just work on it and relieve it for an hour, or is there a deeper meaning to it? The knowledge through that deep work that I've done to try and understand pain, to understand the body differently, to do things differently in my treatments, has completely changed me. And it just started with curiosity, a deep curiosity, not just to get paid to massage people. When we have these careers in human connection. So a doctor, a massage therapist, a chiropractor. We're working with people who have different experiences, people who have different, different lives, different patterns of thinking, different personalities. And you're taught cookie cutter, but oh my goodness, it does not take long to realize that it is not cookie cutter. And you can kind of shut your mind off, cookie cutter it, get paid, get your, it's a job, pays your mortgage, you do, But for me, I've never really been a money person. You know what I mean? And so for me, I was just like, no, I have to figure this out because this isn't working for me. Basically, I teach people about, I love to just say muscles and mindset. So to just treat someone's pain spot, it's going to help them for 60 minutes for sure. It's going to feel good because you are literally paying attention to the area of pain. But I believe to be more impactful, we actually need to look at it more like we are muscle lengtheners and elongators. And so we need to figure out how the body is working, how the muscles are working, what way do they connect together, and how do we recreate balance. My philosophy has two main parts: understanding the physical body and understanding the psychological body. Now, this is not where massage therapists often go. So that is why I am doing a podcast. Podcasts were actually first started almost like a rebel news. Whoever had their feet on the ground, they could put a camera in front of them, talk to someone, and get their idea out there. It struck a chord with me because as massage therapists, we are really not supposed to talk to our clients. We are supposed to massage in silence. We can't engage in conversation. There's boundaries and lines. I like to help people understand both. Our body doesn't just create pain because we shoveled a lot of dirt. Back in the day, we had to work very, very hard for the things we have. Today, we do not. Today, we have pain for different reasons. Today, we have medical issues for different reasons. Chronic pain, chronic back pain, chronic neck pain. These things are not acute things that need medical attention. These are long-term effects of stress, of anxiety, and they don't just have to do with the body. We don't actually physically work that hard anymore. And anything we do, our bodies are literally made to do that. It shouldn't, right? So a human body is very well at dealing with stress factors, survival, right? That is why we have the parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous system. One is to keep you safe, and one is to repair and digest. So when these two nervous systems work well together and in balance, it works very good. But in this day and age, we are not struggling for food, shelter, and clothing. And I'm not saying this is across the board. Some people are. But on the whole, we have grocery stores. We usually have a shelter of some sort that's way too big and none of us want to clean it. We have way too much food, so we're always on diets. And we have clothing, like so much clothing, thrift stores are just brimming with clothing and we're shipping it off to different countries. So these aren't really huge factors in our lives anymore. But there's other factors, like my boss doesn't like me, I'm overworked, I have 20,000 emails in my email thing, I got to pay these bills, I got to do, you know what I mean? How we were raised makes an impact on us. Traumatic situations that have happened to us. All of these things are chronic things that are causing stress on our body. And just like when the body is imbalanced physically, if we are imbalanced psychologically, it will also make an impact on our body. And so through my research and curiosity on pain, I really began to deeply understand this within myself and my own body and my own pain. I am not the kind of person that can just go to work and forget about what I know and just mindlessly work on people. I just literally can't do it. And so I took a coaching course so that, I could incorporate coaching, I could do massage. And in a way, this podcast is another avenue for me to be able to help impact the community and to be able to help them. For some people, the medical system works. For some people, going to a naturopath works. For some people, different things work for different people. None of those avenues really worked for me as a person. For me, understanding who I was, what my body was saying to me, and understanding my own experiences in life was a different way of thinking about healing. And so I think my target audience is people who have tried many, many things, from drinking green smoothies to back operations, spinal operations, anyone in between there, but it hasn't worked. It's like they're reaching for answers, but none of that has worked. And so searching for those people in a very niche segment of the human population, because I don't think there's lots of us out there, maybe there is, but who really want to understand themselves, their experiences, and what their own body is telling them. I want to have a variety of different guests. I am going to have a registered nurse who I think is very impactful on our community. She volunteers. She is hands-on with many diverse groups in our community, and I think her insights will be invaluable. I also am going to have on this podcast entrepreneurs in our community who own businesses, who have learned different ways of coping with problems in our community and the resources that are available. I am going to have someone on that has dealt with chronic illness and the fear of not knowing what's going on with his body for many, many years. Someone in our community that has this phenomenal story about tragedy and loss and how he turned that into resilience by helping others cope with what he had been through. And he is now a mentor. I am hoping to be able to have an impact and help people understand their own story. This is just the first, I always look at everything like, this is the first time I did this. The first massage I ever did in massage school, I can honestly tell you, I didn't even have a massage before going to massage school. And now I'm literally dreaming, like envisioning my hands working on people because I love it so much. The story that inspired me to start this podcast was how impactful podcasts have been for me. I commute to work a lot. The information that I have been able to learn from people just listening in my car driving to work is just been mind-blowing to me. Like it has been, I didn't actually realize how much I loved learning until I found podcasts. And so I've always been like, and I love talking and I love stories. And I'm just like, ooh, gosh, that would be so fun, The other reason I wanted to, so I have a client, she's going to be the couch potato biker. She is going to be interviewed. She's going to be on one of the episodes, and her episode's going to be called Couch Potato Biker. And I'm working on these people, and their stories are like, how do you do that as a person? And every time I meet someone like this that has just like overcome these unbelievable circumstances, it just fills me with it fills me with strength. I don't know how to describe that, but it's just like humans are amazing. And I look around and I talk to people and we're very sad and we're stressed out and we're tired all the time. And I'm like, no, no, we are amazing. We are absolutely amazing. We can do amazing things. And I really, truly hope for myself that the stories that I have heard that have impacted me, that have helped me perpetuate my life, can also do the same for someone else. I got to get this out there. Like, this is my deepest desire. Through education, through other people's books, podcasts, I have been able to understand my pain, myself, and my experiences more than I ever could have envisioned in my life. And I have a very crazy brain. I really do. And I've been through a lot, maybe not as some people, but like not as much as some people, but I have been through a lot. I lost my father at 11. I held my son as he died, and I don't actually say that a lot. But I've actually held my own child as he died. I have been misunderstood. I've had very hard times. My life hasn't been that easy, but I've loved every minute of it. I just truly hope that I can reach other people. I feel like I'm just like this normal, I've lived a pretty normal life, had a pretty good childhood, and I've been through all of this stuff. What really truly are people going through? I want to help people get to a place that I have somehow been able to get through in understanding my pain and being okay with going through hard things, being okay with going through pain. When things hit me now, when hard things happen now, I am able to regulate my nervous system and my emotions enough that they don't completely debilitate my life. And my past experiences, things would completely debilitate my life and devastate me, and it would take me a very long time to recover. Now, when things happen to me, it might only be a moment or two that, or it might be a day that it takes me to recover. And that's amazing because life is phenomenal. And I want to help other people, if possible, to support them on that journey for themselves, to be able to get to that place themselves. And so I think my story, as everyone's should, impacts them the most. Because when you connect with someone, even someone you're married to, we don't know what they're going through. I seem like a very happy person, but I have a lot of pain. You know what I mean? So being able to impact and help people creatively heal inside of themselves, to be able to understand their bodies, would be the greatest gift that I think that I could give people. Pain is, it's just not something inspiring to talk to people. So one of my things that I would love to impact people with this podcast is learning how to be like, when you're in pain, be like, okay, this is awesome. My body is about to teach me something, and actually sounds insane. But actually, when you're in pain in some way, shape, or form, realizing that is actually a gift that our body is giving us. When we go through trials in life, it's a gift that is given to us. Even if it's the most painful thing you've ever been through, knowing that you'll grow and become more resilient is my dream for this podcast.